The day was like any other, until out of nowhere I got betrayed by the strongest team on the server. And the thing is, this betrayal made absolutely zero sense to me. After all, I'd been on this team since day one of this server. Why now? While most players in this situation would probably give up or even quit the server, I'm going to make this team pay for what they did, and I'm willing to do absolutely anything to do so. But there's something you need to know. This team that I'm talking about consists of around 7 players. Johnny Zistic, Frozover, Doodle, Jameskeys, Lavender, Soren, and Fate. All of them are extremely good at the game, and this has been proven ever since the start of this server. Even when I fought with them in the end fight 2 weeks ago, we faced almost zero opposition, with a player by the name of Lavender getting possession of the one and only dragon egg. With this egg, she was able to craft an item known as the Flair sword. Following this, 2 more items were released, the Flair chestplate and a Flair wand, both being obtained by, yeah, you guessed it, my team. Looking back, this team had become way too overpowered, but blinded by greed in the moment, I had brushed these thoughts aside. And so, with all of this behind me, I decided to have a meeting with the leader of the enemy team, hoping to find some sort of common ground. Okay, Jolly, I've called you here to this meeting to discuss a very important matter that really decides the fate of this server.
Okay, I'm listening.
Alright, so basically yesterday, you know how I'm with like Johnny and his team, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you that yesterday we kind of got betrayed by them? Me and Korik.
Oh shit.
They called us to the meeting, they potted up on us, and it was a 6v2, bruh. So we kind of need a team to side with.
Yeah, no, we're kind of the only ones that actually go against them, you know?
So me and Korik were wondering, right, if we could maybe join you guys and help you fight against them.
I mean, we do need numbers.
What do you say?
You know what? Welcome to the good side.
You won't regret this, man. Trust me.
Within the next couple of hours, the world border will be expanding to 8k in each direction. Good luck.
This was game changing. With the border expanding, new structures would be loaded in, including ancient cities. And so with my newly recruited teammate Nubian, we set off.
Whopper, chicken whopper.
Oh my god.
Don't touch me, step bro.
After about 2 hours of searching, we had run into the world border without finding a single ancient city or anything useful. It wasn't all a loss, as my teammate Jolly Toad managed to find tons of god apples, which could definitely help us in the upcoming war against my former team. Just as I was about to log off, I got word of the 4th and final Flair item. You may be wondering, what are all these Flair items I've been talking about? Well, I'm currently playing on a server called the Flair SMP. On this server, you are given the ability to customize your own superpowers, with mine giving me permanent resistance 1, 2 extra hearts, and the ability to shoot a warden beam. The way you level up these powers is something we like to call Flair points, which are dropped upon death. Now that you know a bit about the plugin, let's get back to the task at hand. Well, I would tell you, but the event was like super boring, like literally only one of the ops showed up. Like, bro, I don't know what they were doing. In the end, a player by the name of I'm Just a Thomas got a hold of the Flair bottle. Unfortunately, good things don't last for long.
Okay, I'm already out, bro. I'm already out. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
In case you're confused, well, so was I. But then I realized our enemies now knew who held the Flair bottle, which provided them with a tactical advantage that we just didn't have. So as they all logged on and we got ready for a fight, I realized that this would be my first chance to prove to them that betraying me was their biggest mistake yet. As the fight continued to drag on, we started dropping like flies, but maybe, just maybe, we could still win this. That was until this happened.
Is it worth me coming into the fight? Is it worth me coming into the fight?
Yes. Oh wait, no. Atomic square.
Okay, I'm going all the way to the clear point.
With Nubian dead, the fight was hopeless. So we ran, defeat heavy in our hearts. But as Sun Tzu once said, sometimes you need to lose the battle in order to win the war. After everyone had gotten out, we started processing exactly what happened. Firstly, the enemy team was far more coordinated than we originally thought, and had dominated throughout the entire fight. Oh yeah, remember when Nubian died? Well, that wasn't even supposed to happen. If you recall the flare sword that I was talking about earlier in the video, its basic gist is to boost your offensive abilities. With Lavender Sonic Boom, it should have shot one beam that dealt 4 hearts. Instead, it shot 2 that could kill you in a literal second. It was so bad that one of our teammates, Cypro, decided to ban himself off of the server. He had had enough, and honestly, I couldn't even blame him. This was going way too far. The following day, I woke up to find out that my teammate Jollyto had managed to get possession of the flare bottle after killing Silva in a 1v1. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Thomas kinda lost it yesterday. Anyways, after Jollyto had killed Silva, the enemy team wasn't looking too happy, and I think you know what happens next.
Having me out for no reason. Doodles on me, doodles up for me.
Don't you dare.
Doodles on me. We need to know this. We need to kill the quick shots with that.
Ten minutes into the fight, and we had already managed to pop 2 of the enemies, and shortly after,
Go Doodle! Go Doodle!
Wait, no way! No way! Let's go!
we had actually done it, pushing through the odds and winning a seemingly unwinnable fight, as well as gaining possession of the Flair chestplate. Our morale was at an all-time high. This win, combined with the fact that we now held 2 out of the 4 Flair items, gave us a solid chance at actually winning this war. Just like you have a solid chance of subscribing. I know everyone says this, but hey, this is literally the first video on my channel. I'm gonna be posting a lot more and you won't want to miss it. Trust me, there's nothing to lose, and I'd really appreciate it if you do. Now, back to the mission at hand. Like I was saying, we now held 2 out of the 4 Flair items. All we were missing was the sword and the wand. And the perfect opportunity would present itself when the ops wanted to have a 2v2 against Jollyto and Tekon. With Jolly holding the wand and Lavender holding the sword, everything was on the line for both sides. Whoever won would be one step closer to having every single item. Everyone except the people fighting were instructed to log off, and as I did so, I began to think of all the things that could go wrong. What if they had found a glitch? What if they used a cart trap? What if they even called their teammates on? What if...
Yo, we lost, but join VC. I have something to show you. The flare bottle.
Yo,
and the flare
what?
sword. Before the fight, I made them sign a, IOU.
Wait, how's that possible, bro? Let's go. Jolly had managed to do it again, using an IOU to force Lavender to hand over the sword. It was at this point that I realized that nothing in this video could have happened without him. This point was proven even further when he managed to get the Flair wand from Soren a couple days later. When I asked him about them, this is all he said.
Since entire times, my entire goal was to get all the Flair items and quote unquote become immortal. You feel me? I kind of realized that the only thing Flair items bring is just a bunch of dead people betraying, abusing bugs. So what I'm gonna do is collect them all and then throw them in the void.
The items that had spent the last 3 weeks of my life trying to get back were gone for good. And so, with no Flair items to hide behind, the enemy team was as vulnerable as ever. With the server ending in a day, both sides agreed to hold a final fight to decide it all. It was now or never. We had to win. We had to show this team that their reign of terror was over. So as I lined up to face my enemies for the final time, I prepared for the fight of my life. We had actually won, proving to this team that in the end, determination would always win over skill and numbers. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's to never give up, even when the odds are stacked against you.